Right. Let's just turn that down there. Yeah, welcome if you are insane enough to join. This is just a test stream, hence the title, the test stream. It may disconnect. I'm just trying to see if I can find chat. Hang on. Yeah, sorry, ear view. If you can still see my head. Let me refresh that. Right, okay, sorry, just bear with me. Anybody who's joined, let's say, if you have joined, it is a test stream. It may cut out, the sound may be awful, and this is not how I intend to stream. This is just for the purposes of testing my internet connection, actually. Matt, hello. Let me just pause that. Let's go to live chat. Right, just bear with me a sec. Hang on, you can tell that this is all unplanned. Let's see if we can detach the chats. Pop out chats. Yeah, the machine I'm using here to do this is awful. This is not the machine I'm going to be using. Decent frame rate, looks good, mostly back of your neck. Yeah, right. Let me just point you down that way. So hopefully you can see the Amiga 3000 here. Let's just pan you that way a little bit. Yeah, so anyway, as I say, testing the internet connection. So I won't be filming on this phone, you'll be relieved to hear. The plan is to get my other PC in here, get a couple of webcams, and I've got an amazing donation that came, I don't know, just over a month ago now, an Anden Star microscope with, you know, HDMI out and stuff, so I can connect that to the TV here and see large, you know, what I'm viewing with the microscope. But it's got a little screen on it as well. It's really cool. Yeah, that came from Commodore, so there'll be a separate video on that onto Patreon this weekend, probably tomorrow. Some tea from the My Mate Vince. Yeah, this video is sponsored by My Mate Vince. My Mate Vince mug. So I hope you're all well. So what I'm going to do, switch this off, bring the Amiga 2000 in here. If you can hear that fan in the background and it's annoying, please let me know and I'll switch it off for a bit perhaps. So just having a quick look at the chat. Hello from Norway. Hello Raina. More fun making it. Nice to see you again. I like a lot of your videos. You do some really good videos. Check out More Making It's channel. I'll post some links down in the description later. Who else have we got? We've also got the Jamesy boy. Hi. And hi in all the chat. That garage looks like mine. It's in this Strato. Yeah, I'm not sure who the manufacturer, many of the garages out there. Right. This then, other than testing the internet, this is a SID card. It's a bit dusty, isn't it? The other day I found it died. It was working okay, you know, no problems at all. And every time you power the A4000 on, you hear a ding. So that's a clue that it's working. And I powered the A4000 on, I heard a click. I was like, that's strange. Maybe the audio side of it's gone. So I took it to pieces, the 4000, swapped the SID in it. It's got a nano Swin SID, and still no ding, just a click. So when it receives the reset, I was getting a click instead of a ding. So it's definitely not that, because that's been swapped out. The address decoding has nothing to do with the reset. So just by virtue of powering the power cycle in the Amiga there, you should get a ding in it. And of course the audio board here. Audio board, I'm not ruling out the possibility that I was wrong when I I bodged this on here and did the video on this. Again, there'll be a link down below to the original video SID card build. What I'm wondering is if there's some sort of something I missed in terms of the way that this is supposed to work. It's an LM386, I think, but the audio's coupled. I'm trying to think how this works now. The audio comes. Yeah, I think that's for the 12 volts actually, that wire. Yeah, the audio comes out of the cap here normally. Yeah, it goes to the connector. What I did is take the negative side of the cap, feed it into the input of this op amp, yeah, to AC couple it, and then it's got its own capacitor to AC couple it back to the JST connector up there. But I don't know whether I got the gain too high, whether it was just a bad chip or something. I think that chip's faulty, but I couldn't transistor. Because I think, yeah, I think that transistor is what amplifies the audio that comes over here. So anyway, let's just get rid of this thing. So just carefully, yeah, it's not very exciting to watch as it just disconnects this stuff here. Move this Amiga 3000 board out of the way. This 3000 board, by the way, belongs to Cather's. There's also a 4000 revisit of his coming up as well. So just carefully pull the power off. We need to pull that off there as well because we need the 2001. Disconnect everything else here, and I'll just move this 3000 out of the way. And just getting the 2000, if you can still hear me over there. Yes, so yes, debug. Let's just have a quick look at the chat. Orphan, that's garage. Oh, that's the red, that one on there. My hat. Voice is clearly louder than the fan. It's buffering a little. Yeah, like I said, the purpose really is to test the internet more than anything. So I'm fully expecting we may lose, you know, a number of seconds at different points, and it may even disconnect completely. I don't know. It's yeah, test. What I'm doing is testing the what's it called? Internet over mains that Tom Meads kindly provided me a while back. So let's try and get the video in without the mouse snagging it. So I think the first thing I'll do here is just connect this up with the video and power and just make sure it's actually working. So just bear with me a sec while I find my cable. Incidentally, the one here from the 3000 repair that you've not seen yet, not Tom, Cather's, Chris, has allowed me to keep this 3000 thing. Good, because I've got one for that now. Because I've got the one for the 2000, I've got one for the 4000. It's really useful when you're working on these boards to have those Amiga kit adapters. But I'll say the same thing I said to Cather's, and you'll see in that video, those power adapters from the Amiga kit, yeah, they're useful, but you know what, they're not very good for long-term, you know, reuse. So what I mean is, if you're working lots of boards like I do, eventually, you know, the connections come out of here. They're like the crimps. They're not soldered and they're not very tight. So you've got to be pretty careful with them. So I'll just connect that up. Make sure there's nothing showing anywhere here. And I'll point you at the screen, I think. So I'll just carefully move the right angle here. Oh, power's coming up of the camera here. This is the other thing, the other complication with using my phone here is I've obviously got to charge the darn thing. You don't need to charge other cameras, do you? I can't get any higher up than that. Why can't I rotate that any higher? Yeah, I'll just move you back a bit. There we go. Sorry if you've got travel sickness. Yeah, that's just about reaching here. Let's rotate that. Oh yeah, Mr. Fix It. Hi chat. Hi Gadget. Hi. You got some kind of retro filter on the video. Is it looking awful? VGA mode 13H activated. Is it potato vision? Is that what it is? Right, let's just switch that on and see if we get a stick a disc in screen. Nerdy Sean, woohoo. Last class, hi all, hi. Ah, the days are looking in cities. It's okay now. So anyway, that motherboard is working. Yeah, a good test to just make sure things work before you start to change components and things. So let's hang on, let's get the wrist strap. Right, let's just leave the CPU out because I'm going to need another CPU here. I can't use a 68,000. For the SID card, the player and stuff, it needs an 020 or greater. So I'm just looking through my box of cards and things here, just see if we can find a 530 actually, maybe will do the job. Yeah, here's one. Oh, I'll tell you what, I prefer to use the black one. Yeah, because I got two of those TF530 cards. I don't know if you saw when I did the video for that. So yeah, we built two of these. Really tight in that ESD bag. I'm going to be careful not to damage the pins here as we pull this out. There we go. And I need one of those things, a CPU slot adapter. So it's going to be one of these. When I finish this stream, I'm going to have to spend about half an hour tidying up because I'm getting everything everywhere here. Right, just bear with me. Just try and move myself and the camera, so just bear with me a sec. Yeah, so just stick that there, that there. I really should have the wrist strap on. It's okay now, it's not great apparently. So 1 minute it was alright, then it wasn't. It's G-bottom high, nice to see you again. It's compression artifacting from the phone in the streaming bandwidth, affecting motion more. Yeah. It's like I say though, I'm not always going to be streaming this way. This is just like we did in the middle of COVID, really, just using the phone here. But I just needed something quick and easy to test the network connection. More than anything, I'm just wondering whether it's going to drop out completely. I mean, it's good enough to watch YouTube videos in HD without an issue. I did a little bit of that, but not much. So I'll put the TF520 out of the way, and that's what that is. That's an 020, Terrible Fire. It was one of the first CPU accelerators that Stephen came out with. And the 520 was, I think that was the next one, was 30, pin 1 to pin 1 here. This added 2 meg of RAM, which was a nice increase, because the 020 card, the 520, didn't have any additional RAM. But even 2 meg is not enough. That was a bit of an Achilles heel. So the way that this fits is that way, like that. Right, let's power that on, I think. It's not the switch, is it? It's the one on the power supply. And I'll point you back up, if I can. Hang on a minute, I've got to move you back again. You can't see the top of the screen. And the camera won't go any... Oh, go a little bit higher. There we go. Let's power it on. Let's just see if that works. And it doesn't. We get a green screen. Why do we get a green screen? Let's try that again. Interesting. Why on earth we get a green screen? That's definitely the right way around, isn't it? Yes, it is. I'm just wondering, is this the board? No, this is not the one I did the DTAC mod to. This is another video coming up on a couple of these actually on the 2000. Just make sure those are in firmly. Yeah, this green... Oh, I know what it is now. This green screen thing, I've had this on this 2000. This is going to be another repair, actually. And it's not what you think it is. It's not the RAM. Just switching that on, I know you can't see the screen. Yeah, we've not got a green screen now. Yeah, there's some bad connection somewhere there. You notice that I pushed the buffer chips in a bit more firmer. Is it booting? I'm not sure that's booting now. See if we can see what's going on in the chat. In fact, I'm not even sure that's looking for the IDE, to be honest. If it is, it's taking ages. Flubblesome, never had issues with power line adapters, more reliable than Wi-Fi. Ruby's Retro, Intel, hello everyone from Canada, hello, hello. Yeah, that's not booting, so let me just, I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on here. I have had problems with this 2000 though in the last few weeks where it would give me a green screen and then I'd reseat things a few times and then it wouldn't give a green screen. It's a mysterious looking pin there. Is one of the pins bent? Do you know what? I think one of the pins is folded up. Oh, God. It's not going to be good, is it? I'm not going to be repairing the SID card at this thing. The crazy thing is, no matter how much I tell people, just be careful, it's like, I bend them all the time on mine. No, I haven't bent a pin. Yeah, the pins are all okay there, look. I don't know, anyway, it was worth reseating that anyway, just to make sure. Pin 1 to pin 1 again. Let's just try it again, get it the right way around. Alright, try that. Yeah, black screen. Come on, boot up. I'm just wondering, have I got... Yeah, I don't. Moved. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so in that case, in that particular instance there, it was looking for the ID. Right, that's one hurdle out of the way. But that will be a repair because something somewhere is glitching. I'm thinking it could be these buffers because I think one or two of these have got short legs here. And you can, I don't know if you can tell from that angle. It kind of looks sort of flat like that. It's kind of like that, and that one's like that as well, just a little bit. It's probably the short legs that's causing that issue. I had a similar issue. Well, one of the issues I had with that 3000 actually. Right, so let's switch that off. The next thing we need to do is, I was going to say connect up IDE here. I tell you what, yeah, we can. I think we can do that. Let's just find my ID of that. So, yeah, so we got this thing here. Card first as well. It's going to need power though. That's the problem with these. You could modify these to feed the power at some point actually. But then I might need to modify this to feed the power over the thing. Is that the right one? Which one's that? AT card. Yeah, I think this has got the SID card stuff on it. So it's keyed, and we just need a power thing here, don't we? This is going to be a challenge. Is it going to reach? Yeah, I've got like a knot of connectors and things here. Connect that on there. That reminds me, actually, there's going to be a video coming up on the floppy drive I blew the heck out of. Yeah, one of these, well, you can see it's keyed, that connector, yeah. On the old Rev 3 A500, the connector on the board's not got any kind of key. It's just 4 pins that face upwards, and of course I measured on connectivity to the find 512, and I then proceeded to connect up the red on this darn thing here. Yeah, thinking red's got to be 5 volts. Nope, it's not. Brown is 5 volts, and I blew the heck out of the IC. It let the magic smoke escape. It stank. It made a fizzing noise. There's a hole in the chip. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yeah, thank you. Although I'm sure it's going to be a bit fuzzy and may disconnect. So let's try that. Let's power it on. I'm just having a peep at the LED. So look, the green screen's back again. I'm just going to just press those buffers down, just in case it is one of those buffers. Clearly it is one of those buffers, because pressing there seems to solve that. It could just be a bad wire around there as well, actually, because it suffered a bit of delamination, this board, originally, before it came to me. Someone said, blew a claw at work. I missed that. It was on the screen, and then it looking, the LED's flashing. Wildside, hi Gadget, hi. Sorry if I miss any comments here, by the way. It's going to be really difficult trying to do this and keep up with messages. Consolist, greetings from Munich. Runs great on my end. I think it's still booting. I can still see the LED, unless it's stuck on. It might be stuck on actually instead of flashing. Yeah, so Flubbles 666 was said, blew up a claw at work the other day. Arcade engineer. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what a claw is. Yeah, I'm going to point you down at the compact flash card, I think, just so you can see the LED. Let me just move this over there marginally and turn you this way. Yeah, so you can see the LED's on, but it's just stuck on, isn't it? let's just reseat this. There's something going on with this adapter, maybe. Just testing the, well, feeling the tops of the CPLDs though. Yeah, they're not hot. Let's just try reconnecting the power again on that. Yeah, there is some sort of problem there. I tell you what, let's just try it without that again. Just get it working again. And I'm going to put the AT card in it instead for the IDE. I'm assuming that hasn't just killed it. Let's move you back here again and point you up that way. Yeah, intermittent problems are the worst. Certainly with this board, because I've been using this here a number of different videos recently, and just every now and again it does this black screen, green screen thing. Anyway, it's booting, so let me get the AT card. That means going and finding that box again. Oh, it's down here. Hang on. Right. Oh, finally, it's the top card in the box. So let's go with this. I'll point you down while I do this. Yeah, so here's the AT card. The nice thing with this is it doesn't need that power thing. Get it the right way around. I am of course assuming this works with the 530 there. I don't think I've tested with the 530 before. Hang on, helps you get it the right way up. There again, I should have the wrist strap on. So it's this way around. Let's just stick it in one of these slots on this side here. And yeah, just so you can see the LEDs here a bit more clearly. That's better. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that's right. It was right as it was. You've got green and red, and those ones are on all the time. It's the yellow one that flashes when it's accessed. So, anyway, let's see what happens with that. There we go. Flashy flash. Yeah, so maybe if I just left that other one long enough, it would have... Yeah, it's booting. It would have worked. I think it's booting. The thing is, when you've not got a floppy drive connected, you'd be amazed at how long pauses you get, where the LED can go out and you see no activity, and it's because it's looking for the floppy drive. So it's always advantageous to have the floppy drive connected. It boots so much quicker. And pointing you at the screen, yeah, you can just about see it. This cable is wrapped around everything here. Hang on a minute. So plug Mr. Mouse in, and let's close that. Amiga kit stuff. Yeah, so that's got the SID software on it. So we're ready, I think, finally. It's amazing how long it's took me to get to that point. So SID card. I mislaid its cable now. Where's its cable gone? Yeah, there should be a oh, there it is. Yeah, cable that plugs into the. Is it a JST? Yeah, I think it's a JST, isn't it? That. So let's get SID card in. And it is a bit tight, that. You can hear that as it chunked its way in. And I've got to try and remember which resistor it is now. It's, hang on a minute, let me get a better position on the board. I'm sort of on the wrong side of the camera here. Yeah, it's definitely the right side, I just can't remember which one it is. I think it's 282. I think it's R282. I think it's that right side of R282. So, I'm sorry I knocked the camera. If I switch this on now, let's just see, or hear rather, if we get anything. It might click. And in fact, because of delay, and when I say delay, I mean like in terms of the video, you know, hang on, I've realised something else. What I was going to say is the delay of the LCD TV not displaying things and outputting sound right at the start. You might even miss the ding. But we do need the audio leads, don't we? We're not going to hear anything anyway. Let's try that again. To quickly power cycle it to get the TV to sort of be ready in a ready state while the audio's there. Let's try that. Nope, not hearing a ding. Which doesn't surprise me, because we know there's a problem with this. Guess what I should do is maybe just adjust the potentiometer on this. Let's just take this out. It'd be a good idea just to try and feel the top of that. I honestly can't tell whether that's hot or cold. Is that cold today? I'll tell you what, let's just do the obvious stuff before we do anything else. Because we do know that, we do, and it seems to be audio related, I think it's probably safe to assume. Because even if the, so if the address decoding IC, this bodge here with the, we covered that in the video, with the wires on it to get the address decoding right, if that was faulty, this would still ding, because all this needs is power, and it's got 5 volts and ground, yeah, and then it'll output audio on the reset, no matter what. Doesn't matter what state that's in, doesn't matter on anything else really on here. Not even the crystal, I don't think, because I don't even think it needs, well, it could do. I was going to say, I don't even think it needs a clock. A real SID does. Let's just test the 3 points on that transistor to make sure it's not shorted or something. So I'm on diode test. You've got diode reading that way from the bottom to the middle. Then nothing from the bottom to the middle with the probes that way. And then we've got a reading. Diode, I think, resistance that way. Which is probably normal in the circuit. So I do think it's most likely that. Actually, I mean, I could just swap the whole board, but I'm kind of inclined to think what I might do is just get a bit of flux around there, some Captain tape around these two things, and just take that off and swap it for the one that I've got on another board. And I've got some of these here, and you can see they're really cheap. I mean, look how crooked those connectors are there. And if I flip this over, just look at the awful soldering down here. They're terrible. And of course, this is 2 that stuck together. Look, you can just break them apart probably. I'm surprised how well those are stuck together. Anyway, yeah, we could just use a bit of hot air, slide one of those off, and fit it on there. So, before I do that though, I'm just going to just adjust. Oh, find the screwdriver. Yeah, let's just turn it sort of about that position, so it's not quite as far round as it was. Connect it back up. I know you're not pointing the right way here. And I am, of course, assuming I've got the right point over here, the right side of R282. I'm wondering if it's the one below R2. Honestly can't remember. I think it is 282. So that's all connected up. Let's power it back on. Let's just let the system boot, I think, and what I'll do is I'll go into the SID player and maybe try and start. So I just having a look at the comments. Sorry if I've missed anything. Someone said slot ISA. Yeah, it's got some ISA slots on it. GPU cards coming up actually. We've got a 2861 which came from the amazing Chris Edwards. There'll be a link down to his channel below, Chris Edwards Restoration. Absolutely amazing if you love Amiga stuff, because he has like the rarest things. He has so many 3000s he works on, and 3000 towers, 4000 towers I think. Everything. It's just such a good channel. And he was kind enough to send me a 286 board. I might show you if I can find it in a minute. So yeah, that needs a few things doing to it. And also Stefan sent a couple, I think, of 386 boards to have a look at, see if we can repair. Someone said maybe deoxit the slots. Yeah, that would help. But you mean in terms of the green screen, black screen thing? Yeah, I've done all that sort of stuff already. It's definitely a fault. It's definitely a bad via. If I zoom you in, let me just point you down a bit further and try and zoom in. Can you see this? Tom Meads. And somebody had worked it with hot air, and they delaminated, but this whole area warped up. Now you can see the little points here. This is because these have been filled. This is the last thing I did. I filled these with pieces of Kynar, so it's soldered from bottom to top. But it does seem to be something related to this area, yeah? Because this is the thing, it wasn't working, was it, until we pressed these two chips down. It could just be that these have got short legs on. That might be what it is. There may be no mystery with this. Anyway, let's point you back up there, move the camera back again just so you can see a bit better. Hang on. Oh, yeah, zoom a wee bit too far there. And let's just see if we can hear anything. I might be able to try and fiddle with that potentiometer. So let's close that. SID, Dolly tracker. Oh, hang on a minute. What's that? Parent. C64 music. Musicians. Let's do Galway. Oh, getting a massive pain in me. Yeah, so I'm not hearing anything there. Let me just try and turn this up. Could be one of these things where it's super quiet, get ready to get deafened. Yeah, there's just nothing at all. And of course, this is where scoping things would really help. But I really don't want to have to keep moving the camera to show you the scope. Hang on. Hand, right, get the wrist strap on. I'm just going to have a feel down here again. Just feel the top of that op amp. And that transistor. Yeah, they're not getting hot. Let me just see if I can, without causing a problem here, just see if I can just twist that potentiometer. Yeah, it's not easy to do actually. I thought that would be easy to move. Let me try my right hand. It doesn't help with that big wire's in the way. Yeah, I've definitely rotated that and it's not making any difference. I'm sure that's connected to the right point. I'll tell you what, let me scope it. Let me just switch the scope on. Let's connect that clip up to the end of there. I think you can see this ground up there, and carefully just up. Right, this is the thing. What I might have to do is rotate and zoom you. I'm restrained by wires here at the moment. This is the problem. Yeah, I've got lots of things restricting me because this stream was not planned, which is the problem. So it's playing at the moment. I don't see anything there. Let's just press auto, because if there's a little bit, it might zoom in a little bit on it. But yeah, there's something there. That's probably like the track. Yeah, there is a change there. Or maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm seeing things. Yeah, I think that's just some noise or something. Right, let me try and scope the input. I'll try and find how to get to that now. The problem with this scope, let me show you, hang on, is the length of this cable here, which is what you need when you're scoping certain things. Really, you want the ground to be as short as possible. But we're trying, where do you clip your ground when you, this is the thing, you know, so you end up having to, you know, what you can do is you can get a little thing that, let me see if I can get the camera, get a little, I've got them for this actually, for this original, I think it's a ham egg one, this actually, and it clips on there or something. It's a little prong that comes off, but then you need to try and find a ground near the scope. So what I do is crop clip to crop clip and have this huge long ground, because we're not interested in integrity of the signal, you know, how clean it is, how accurate it is. I just want to see, is there a signal? Yeah, so if I'll try and show you what I'm doing here and zoom back out, point you back down there. I'll try and move the camera, hang on. Just want to make sure the power's still in. It's amazing, we seem to have survived 36 minutes so far. So yeah, this is going to be the hard bit. It's because all this stuff's in the way. It's like, and I've got to try and hold these grounds here, because the last thing I want is these grounds to flap out my hand and shorts or something there. Now, if I can see something here, I'll show you. I'm trying to think where the input goes now. Yeah, I'm going to have to plug the power back in a second. Point you down a little bit. It's really annoying that I've got everything restricting me. Right, let me try and grab the ground just to isolate it. Come in. It's the second pin. It's like really annoying the CPU cards in a blooming way. It doesn't help that the scope probe's also about just over, well, around a metre long. Really should move things around on this bench. So yeah, if I can scope this now, I'll show you what the signal looks like on the scope in a minute. Gonna need magnification here. I can't honestly see. Oh, there's a big red LED blinding me. Right, it's the second one down. Yeah, there's 4 connections on that. I'll show you in a minute on the one that's out. I'm just checking it's, hang on, it's rebooted. Any guesses why it rebooted? Just a little wobble on that CPU card there. Gotta wait for it to boot up again now. Anyway, I know which one it is. I'll show you whilst it's booting. Yeah, this has still got the pin header on. So you've got VCC in, I think, or VDD, you know, 12 volts, and then the second one is the audio in. Let me just check that with magnification. Yeah, it is. It's the same one. It says in on the silk screen. So anyway, is that booting, or is that not booting? I think that's not booting actually. Let me just. Oh, I hope I haven't just killed something. Yeah, it's not looking at the IDE now, so you know what? I may have just killed it. I'll reseat that anyway. Because, I don't know, it all seems to be about this slot, doesn't it, in terms of the reliability there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any activity on the IDE now. Yeah, someone said it's a bit buffety. The scope is within the scope endeavour. Someone said, but it's still watchable. Crashed for me, had to refresh the page. Yeah, that's not booting now. Oh, this is not going well. Right, just be back a bit and point you down. Let's just get some contact cleaner into that slot. I think someone mentioned earlier on maybe do that, didn't they? Suggest box it. It could well be bad connection, because these things, you see, they're solder coated. That's the problem. These adapters, that's more likely to be the problem, I think. Hang on a minute. Let's get it nice and straight. Try that again. I know you can't really see the LED from there, but well, it's hard to believe, but I actually think I may have just killed it. I may have killed this. Maybe not. Let's just go back to basics. Let's just take this out. Get 68K in. It will boot with this, but let's say we just can't run the SID software. So that's that in. Switch it on again. Yeah, that's booting. Hit the ID straight away. I can show you that, I guess. I just rotate you around this way, point you upwards. You just keep your eye on the LED there. It's looking for the floppy drive just now. There you go, flicker, flicker, flicker. So yeah, that is positive. But then we're back to this thing again. Right, let me clean this with a bit of deoxit. Again. Find the deoxit. Yeah, the thing is, you know what it's like yourself. If you're trying to do a repair like this yourself, it's a 2-minute job really, because all I would probably do, wouldn't even test it, is just remove that op amp straight from that little amp board, and then put the other one on, and it'll probably work. But now, as a consequence of trying to scope things on camera, something's happened. Right, that's clean. Well, as clean as it can be with solder. You know, the black stuff here, that's solder. This is the thing, you can clean and clean and clean that, and it'll just get blacker and blacker and blacker, and you can pat yourself on the back thinking, what an amazing job I'm doing cleaning this. It's just getting blacker and blacker and blacker, that cardboard, and moving all the dirt from it. And no, you're not. We go again. Right, let's give it another try. Please work. I'll just move you over this way a little bit. No, I think something's happened to that card now. Oh, hang on, did I see something then? I'm imagining things. Might be imagining the LED flickering now. See, we do get a delay on this because it looks for this card first, I think. This one's obviously picked up later, or it's like a lower priority. Someone said, phone piece not happy. That's interesting. Bad solder joint on edge connector. Yeah, that is not working, is it? What happens, you see? Like, say I was just trying to scope here and I just nudged the board like that. That's all I did, is nudge it. And now it's not working, so. The thing is, if you have connection on here, you know, and as it rocks like that, let's just reseat these jumpers just for good measure. That one's not even doing anything, is it, that one? I mean, you know, it could be this thing here. It's well and truly gripping in the middle, that. Right, almost there. Yeah, pins are all straight. I mean, if it is balked, I've got another one of these anyway. I could just plug the other one in, but I really don't want to have to do a repair to that at some point. It'll be really annoying if I have to swap out a CPLD on it, because there's no other buffers on this, is there? It's just the 2 CPLDs and the RAM, and obviously CPU, FPU. That's the other thing that has it. It has a 6882 FPU. Switch it on again. Yeah, not seeing any flickering on that. I think we should change the title of this video, How to Break a TF530. Ah, there we go, now it's working. Red thing with the solder, you know, the hassle edge connector. I might get some more of those. I think Sparks UK does a run of those every now and again. If he does another run, there we go, it's booted up. I'll get him to get me some new ones with gold edging. Right, let's try again. It's been that long to check out what the issue was there now. I've forgotten what I was doing. Audio, SID. Hang on, it's not that one. Dolly tracker. Open. Parents. Music. I could do with some SID files in the root directory there just to make them easy to find. I guess it doesn't really matter. Right, that's playing. You know it's working because the increments in there. If that SID was not responding properly, you know, i.e. the address decoding had a problem or the SID had a problem, it doesn't progress this. It freezes or hangs or whatever. So I mean, it's quite happily writing the address that the SID uses there. Right, let me just see where the scope probe has gone. I don't know what I've done with it now. Got to try and follow it from here. Here we go. Follow it that way. I'm going to try and do what I was doing before, which is to hold the ground here so that I don't let that short onto something, and then try and scope pin 2 on that without knocking the card again. Angle them up. The scope is doing something weird now as well. That doesn't help. I'm trying to think of an easy way of doing this. You see, what I could do, thinking about this, is move the SID card to that side and then probe that side of it. Let's do that, because it's going to be easier than trying to, you know, avoid knocking the CPU card here. So let's just pull that out. Stick this here. Yeah, it doesn't need to be all the way over, does it? Stick the AT card there. There's a video on the AT card as well if you've not seen that video. Let's just reseat that. Yeah, we can scope, because the audio comes out of this cap. Yeah, so if I just scope one of the 2 pins up here, that's far easier on the back, isn't it? It really is, than trying to do it on the front. So let's just make sure that's booting. Fully expecting to not boot now. What? Just gonna have a sulk again, isn't it? It's like this Amiga knows I'm trying to do a live stream and is trying to make it as complicated and as difficult as possible. There we go. Thank God for that. That is a new flat screen model, if it is indeed. I'm not sure what I missed there. Which flat screen model? You mean the one on the wall? It's an old one, that. Someone said makes it more message attracted. Yeah, so it is working right. It's booted up again. Right, let me just start it playing. There's a point you up while I'm doing that, just so you, well, as up as I can. I can't see the whole thing. SID, tracker. Oh, I don't want to play that. That's a disk file. Or that one. Right, that's playing. And yeah, I'll point you here, then I'll point you at this scope. Just give me a sec. I need to get onto the right pin there. That's right, please. Let's do auto on the scope. Let's just check the left one. Wow, it's not actually outputting anything. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, right, let me show you. I'm pointing at the scope, and then I can take the position of the camera and interact with the player a bit, just change the track mode. Then we hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more on the scope, because at the moment it's not clear to me that it's definitely working. So this is the output from the transistor. Hang on, I'm trying to hold it on there. So if I press the next track, hang on, next track, Next track. Yeah, I mean, it's not conclusive that that's... There you go. So you can see some differences there. So it is out, yeah, and it simply goes from there into the LM386. So I think the next thing we'll do is we'll just remove that IC from that board. So let me switch it off. Point you back over here in a zoomed out sort of way. Let's just move this off here. Yeah, I have limited space here, so you think I'd have more space working on the bench. You know what? I had more space working on the floor. You've got an infinite amount of space working on the floor generally, haven't you? You know, you just move something out of the way and you've got more space. Desk space, you're obviously, you know, pretty limited. So I'm just going to move that board out of the way. Some tape. And which drawer it's in. Yeah, so as I say, I could just swap the whole board, but I don't want to mess around swapping wires and all that sort of stuff. So we'll get some caps and tape around that part. I'm going to put a couple of layers, because that's the thing that's going to melt, if anything. I mean, underneath this is like a sticky pad, so it may come off anyway. You know, the whole board there is just held down with a sticky pad. 2 layers there, and let's just deal with that cap as well. Yeah, I'm just going to get it right down to the bottom of that cap, and then go around and around and around it, like that. And stick it down there for good measure, just to make sure those things don't just fall off. Right, I'm just going to move the camera. And put you down here. Zoom in. Ooh. The nice thing is I can use the phone here as my microscope, actually. It's just, this is the first time ever my phone has assisted me. Actually removing something. Barnabas. I can never say your name. I don't know what it is. My brain is like dyslexic towards the B's. Barnabas. Hello, Barnabas. There's no R. I've just realised the number of times I've pronounced your name with an R in it. One C and R's. So, where's the... hang on. Flux is the word I was thinking. Yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be an easy open and shut case. It's just down. Just realised the hot air needs pumping right up. It's down to 130 degrees at the moment. I'm terribly sorry this video has been so long-winded. We spent 90% of it trying to work out why the Amiga 2000 wasn't working at all. And that isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. But see, this is often the way. It's like, after I had this problem with the SID card the other day, right, I went over and, I told you I blew up a floppy drive. I mean, it really did. It exploded. I've never seen such fizzing noises and smoke, and it had that distinct smell. And then right after that, I thought, all right, I haven't tested the A590 in a while, so let's get the 500 Plus out. Well, the 500 Plus wouldn't boot with the Pi Storm, so I then spent 10 minutes trying to work out why that wouldn't work, and then I thought, well, what am I doing? So eventually the 500 Plus was, and then I connected with the A590, and the A590 didn't work, and I'm like, oh my god, how is everything not working? So I then spent, I kid you not, 2.5 hours trying to get the A590 working, and, well, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll leave you guessing what the actual issue was. I think, I'm so paranoid about it that it's on my list of things to do in my head to retest the A590 at some point over this weekend, just to make sure it is what I thought it was, because I'm paranoid about it. You know, when things break and you can't really explain things properly, and I can't, you end up having to go back and double check, or triple check even. Right, let me just inspect which way. Where's pin 1? Hang on, I've lost my blooming magnifier now. Yeah, pin 1 is towards the potentiometer there. Now it should come off pretty easy, this, because, well, it's tiny, isn't it? Unless they glued it down. No, they didn't. This is another reason I don't like solder coated things like that. Right, I'm not even gonna remove the solder. Let's just move that out of the way. Find one of those donor ones. Get a little bit of flux around one of those. Let's go with the one that's crustiest, which is this one, actually, the bottom one. I mean, if this works, I will find a chip to backfill this one, and I will clean up solder points. And I always remove these darn things because I don't use them anyway. But you know, like, I will fix anything, even if it is like this, a piece of garbage. Captain tape. Go on, let's be daring. I'm just going to go for it, I think, because I'm not that bothered about this, really. It's like the price. These were like 99p each or something. Yeah. Well, those try and find an LM387 for 99p in that size package. I'm also breaking my rule when I use hot air. Usually I put this in a little tin so that I don't affect anything underneath it. Up. Oh no, don't stick there. That's it. Because you can affect your heat, your mat with hot air, but I haven't done. Right, so that's that. I'll remove the one we've took off, put that somewhere else. This is the. Sorry, you can't quite see that. Can you zoom back? Yeah. This is the one we've just took off here. So I'm just going to apply that with hot air straight to this. Let me just find where pin one is again. I can't see the darn thing. Now I am assuming that these are the same. They're both using LM386s. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of get it roughly in position like that, and let's heat it up. And this is where it's going to bridge, isn't it? Because I am viewing this from, I'll tell you what, let's just put you on magnification, because it's helping me. It's not just allowing you to see what's going on, it's like it's allowing me to see the thing fairly closely. Although there's like a time delay. What I mean, it's a phone camera. You know, it's like a second out or something, so you watch yourself move and, oh, hang on a minute, that's how you want it to go. That's not actually where you are now. There we go. So just flow that side, just push it that way a little bit. There you go. That's not a bad hot air application, is it? So just looking at the comments here. Jeff, hi, everyone's good, yes thank you. Big trees, lol. I'm not sure what you were lolling about there. It's all good, beats driving a bus in the snow. Oh god, is it snowing still where you are? It started snowing again here in the last hour. Right, let's zoom out. If this string goes off in a minute, by the way, it's because the camera has run out of battery. So let's zoom out. Hang on, if I can zoom right out, is that it? Yeah, I think that's zoomed out all the way. Right, let me just leave that there. I'll clean this up off stream. If this works now, then at least the stream can be wrapped up. So I'm going to bring the 2000. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you didn't have motion sickness at the beginning of the stream, I'm sure you've got it by now. Let's put that there. So we need power. You could argue always connect your power at the end. So we've got ID and stuff. We just need video at the back. We obviously need audio. I need the cable for the audio, which is on the card. Yeah, so I'll clean off the flux and stuff later. Let's just get that in. So just put you down this way. Hang on a minute, Captain Tape all over the. I don't like there's Captain Tape's over the edge connector, so it wouldn't make a good connection with that there. Again, I'm being bad because I ain't got the wrist strap on. And I think right side of R282. This is the point where I realised, hang on, it's not 282, it's 280. From memory though, if you get it in the wrong place there, it still works. Well, you don't get audio, but you can then connect it up and you do get audio. So let's try that. Oh, hey, with a ding straight away, did you hear that? There you go, success. So it was the op amp. Yeah, it's overdriven that, so the potentiometer needs adjustment, but there you go, successful repair. It was that LM386. I'm just going to relocate this over as far away from that IDE interface as possible, so that I can get something, maybe my fingers down, and adjust that potentiometer. In fact, we'll just twist it to the right a little bit. Right, let's try that. Let's let that boot up. Hope it boots up. Hope we get IDE. I'll rotate you around here a little bit so you can see the LEDs. Yeah, if this works, then I'm going to get off in a minute. So if you've got any questions or anything, post them now. There we go, that's booting. So I just wait for that to boot. Mark Summers, it's no longer a silent interface device. Yeah, what you did there with SID. That reminds me, I think I've got a, what's his name? What have I got? A SID thing. That's interesting. Oh, there it is. There we go. SID. Yeah, because I've got the YouTube membership thing now, I can have my own little icon, so I've got a 6581 SID icon there. Right, just pointing you back at the screen and pulling back a little bit and up a bit. Right. Hang on a minute. Mouse is not connected now, is it? Oh. Yeah, when we eventually come to do some proper streams, not on the camera, I'll be a little bit more organised. I think, or hope I will be. It's going to SID, Delay Tracker, open, parent, music, down, musicians, let's do the ocean loader one. Yeah, there we go. So I just need to get the wrist strap on and carefully just fiddle with that potentiometer, because I think that's a bit distorted because it's a bit loud maybe. That's even worse. There we go, right, I've gone down too far now. Let me just see what the volume's at on this. Where is it? 42, right, so if I set this down to about that level, that's a normal level, and then I can adjust it until I can hear it. It's hard to try and turn that pot side on. Where is it? That's there, isn't it? Yeah, I can't hear that filter going off and on. Do you know I had the same problem on the 4000? The filter works on this machine. I know it does. Anyway, that is working. Someone said I think the camera died. Have we lost the stream? Anyway, someone said great stream, by the way. Yeah. So if you can still see, thanks for watching and bearing with me. I will catch you in the next video.